It's a nice bowl of fish there, that is. Through there, that's a real nice silver colour. The colour of that, the camera ain't doing it justice, is it, son?
No.
Quality's coming. Absolutely mint. Just want to roll her up and make sure there's everything's all right underneath.
Prove your skill, you can get this one in by yourself.
I've got some antibacteria. Rub it right in. Remember when I told you about the apples I got off that tree? The happy apple crumble. Chuck it onto a slide and I'll show you what it is or whatever, but if I don't see anything, I wouldn't kick it out of bed for farting, I'll tell you that much. Hello everyone, welcome back, James Koi Whisperer. So today, coming up in this video, I'm going to get all the koi out, give a bit of a measure up, sort of end of season measure up. Just been in the shed, grabbed out my equipment, what I'm going to be using today. I've got my koi bow, measuring bow, koi net and the koi sock. And yes, I'm still wearing the Reebok Classics. To start with guys, all I'm going to do, fill up the bows, use the old waterproof sock, makes it light work. What we're planning to do today, we'll get all the koi out. We're going to start with the smallest and work our way up through. Make sure really end of season, while the water temperature is changing, I just like to give them a bit of a health check as well, just make sure everything's looking alright. So all I'm going to do to make my life easier is just turn the air off in the pond so I can find the fish. Just flip the air off in the pond a second, find the fish you're looking for. Always take the time when you're netting your fish, don't try to stab at them too much. So we like to come in here and have a look at this koi a second. Looking pretty good. Drop the sock in. And there we have it. Definitely looks like it's got some body on the fish. Certainly developing well. Sumi and Benny's looking alright. This is from the growing show that I did this year. So this koi was roughly around 17 centimetres when I got it in March. Benny and the Sumi is coming on very nicely. Because it's a shower, it will continue to keep changing as it grows and gets bigger. I'll have a real quick measure up a minute. I do recall when I got it, it was around 17 centimetres. Now in September, and I would say that's roughly around 28. Always looks deceiving when they're in the pond how small they are. Just want to roll her up and make sure there's everything's all right underneath. Yeah, super happy. Growing fantastic. Put on them, bite, scoop them up. Straight up, son. Lovely jubbly. Return nice and safe. Happy days. This one here looks like it's trying some growth. Just rest the net there like that. Straight in with the sock. There we have it. So this fish is a Shuro from Springbank Koi. Purchased it 30 centimetres. Actually I had a bargain on this fish because Springbank Koi does an auction page and I managed to bid up to 65 quid and managed to win the bid. So an absolute cracking bargain. This fish is turning out to be an absolute stunning looking koi as well, to be fair. The breeder's Matsunsuke or Matsunoxi. I can't pronounce the name very well, to be honest with you. I struggle to speak English, let alone Japanese. But this fish is 2-year-old. Purchased it at 30 centimetres. And we're now at...
That's like 37, I would have said.
Somewhere around there, Tobin it. Let's have another look. 35, 36, 37, 38 I would have said. So grown 8 centimetres in the matter of 3 months. Just turn her up. Check the underneath. Everything looks absolutely mint with that fish as well. Super body on it. Quality's coming. And super happy with that one. Pop this one back. I always like using the sock, just makes things safe and easy. You seem to put on some better body in this pond anyway. On your own and you try to net koi, just leave the net just hanging, hovering over the pond in the water, and then come in with your sock through its head, straight up, and it makes light work of it. Do it that way, you can't go wrong. They don't call him the koi whisperer for nothing. That one's certainly put on some body this year. I can't remember last year how big it was. I think it was around the 45-ish centimetres, but I'm not exactly sure. That fish is 45, 46, 47 centimetres. But the length of the fish haven't developed as much, I wouldn't have said. I might have stunted its growth for being in the smaller pond when it was younger, but the body certainly coming on. And this is female as well. Just let out a dump. But apart from that, clean that up. That's super clean. And well, nice and fat and chunky. You can't really argue with that. Absolutely mint. Lovely jubbly. Waterproof socks are really handy, to be fair with you. If you ever want to invest in one, get a waterproof one because it makes it light work. Sometimes this fish does bleed from its gills. It's female and it's roughly around 6 years, 7 years old. It's always best to try to put them in head first and then you can take them out head first. See the blood from the gills? That's nothing wrong with that. I'll just change the water in a minute, but the reason why the fish does that is down to stress. This fish has always ever done this. Very rarely take a koi out of the pond. Nothing to worry about. The only thing it does is that you can't really see the fish very well. So I'll do a real quick measure up and then straight into the bigger bowl so we can have a better look. But yeah, there's nothing to worry about. Some fish do it, and when you know you've got one that does it, it will do it for the rest of its life. This fish here, 55, 56, 57. Up. As you can see, looking at the top of the fish, absolutely mint. The colour of that, the camera ain't doing it justice, is it, son?
No.
But that is absolutely mint. The scalation pattern across the back through here is perfect. And for having this fish such a small size and bringing it on to this size now, probably one of my favourite koi in the pond. It is a single coloured fish, obviously, but Yamabuki, I can't remember the breeder. I got this from my local koi dealer, paid 50 quid for it. I don't buy my fish to go into any koi competitions to win any prizes. I buy them because I like them. A lot of people, what they do, they pick the fish up like this, they spin it around. This here just dazes the fish, they don't really know what's going on, and put one hand each side and carry them back to the pond like that. I'm not a great lover of doing that, dumping them into the pond, splashing them into the pond. I prefer myself. Grab the sock, nice and safe, make sure you've got enough water in there. Make sure it's heads at the front, all the pet fins in the right place, straight into the pond, and we're releasing them back that way. Fill it up then, son, fill it up. I ain't got all day, these viewers got to see this video, son. Rest the net on the side, nice and quick. No point making hard work of something that's easy. We have it, there's Diamond, the Kajaku. Body's coming on this one, this is male. I know it's male because this one here had a bit of fruity fun in the summer. This fish here knocking in at 53. Can't remember the size. This fish come from the old pond that I had. Not 100% on the breeder. Spin it over. We'll get this one back. But the colour on this fish down through there, that's a real nice silver colour. But the colour on these Kajakus, outstanding. Lovely looking fish. A lot of viewers, this is their favourite koi that I've got in the pond, just for the colour. Looking at the side of the fish. Nice body on it, especially for a male. Certainly tell it's male as well. The gill plates you can feel a little bit rough. And he's a bit fruity. Straight up. Into the pond. Right, so the next lot we're going to go with the big girls now this time. This fish is Sanky. Breed them on a Montaro. Just like that. So that's an 80cm bowl. Stunning looking fish. Absolutely quality. See if I can get it up. I don't want to play around with it too much. Whenever you take a koi out of the pond, it's probably got its biggest chance of you damaging it itself. Especially me trying to show you, but you can get the idea. It's a cracking fish. And it's a Yamabuki Ogon. We'll still do this one on my own as well.
Yeah, this will prove your skill. You can get this one in by yourself.
I don't need to prove anything, son. There ain't nothing I need to prove. That's a big fish. That's an absolute stunning looking fish. So this is an 80cm bowl. I do believe this fish has grown slightly since it's been in the pond, especially the body mass. And you can see for an 80cm bowl, the fish is struggling to fit in there, to be fair with you. An absolute quality fish. Mint perfect. Dorsal fin absolutely stunning. The scalation pattern across the top of the fish. Super happy with this fish. I do apologise about the noise of the drum fired off then, but that is what it is, I'm afraid. But you can see right across the top of that fish how lovely those scalation pattern is. I'll just try to hover her up slightly. But if you're a carp fisherman and you landed a fish like that on the bank, you ain't going to be too disappointed. Managed to catch that one on rod and line. If you're a carp fisherman, I would say that's touching 23, 24 pound in weight. Maybe a bit bigger. These koi seem to always weigh a little bit different than carp, to be fair, but when I say carp, standard fish, but yeah, that there's an absolute stunning fish. I'll put one more of the big girls in there just so we can get a bit of a thumbnail picture, I reckon. This is another monster of me monster collection. So this is a Kajaku, come out from my old pond. I've had this fish 3 or 4 years now. Certainly put on some size, I know that much. And that ain't a bad bowl of fish. Just take a bit of water out so they can't get out. Putting 3 fish into a bowl like this is always a bit dangerous. I don't recommend doing it. The only reason why I am doing it is to show you guys while we're here. But this fish, you can see, this fish is probably the biggest fish that I've got in the pond. I reckon it's not far off 85, 90 centimeters in length. Absolute beast of a fish. Well, it's good to get them out, give them a bit of a check. Same applies with this fish. The body, the size, absolutely incredible, and you can't go wrong. I did say Kajaku, scalation pattern. It's got a few blemishes on it, but when they get to this size, they grow and develop and they change, and that's what makes a 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 pound fish develop into. If it was perfect, this fish, you'd be looking at stupid amount of money. But you know, I don't buy my fish for that. I buy them because I like the look of them and I just like looking after them. But that's a nice bowl of fish there, that is. You certainly wouldn't kick it out of bed for farting, I'll tell you that much. Well, I'm going to put these big fish back now because, like I said, I don't really like getting them out. It's the first time they've been out since they've been in the pond. Get them straight in as soon as possible. I don't recommend putting big fish like this into one bowl. I've only done it to show you a nice bowl of fish, and I wanted just to give them a quick inspection before the winter kicks in. Same rule applies, always head first. And so I've noticed on one of the fish, I just went to bowl her up, and on the top of her dorsal fin, she's got some sort of mark or something. It's a fish that I've always ever had a problem with this dorsal fin since the day I've had it. She was quite sick back in the summer. I posted a video where she went completely docile. I couldn't work out what the problem was, but I'm not going to take this fish all the way out and cause it any other problems. I'm just going to treat the top of its fin, dip the bowl straight into the net, and your bowl will just float on the side, and we'll just have a look. We'll have a look in a second. And all the plan is to have just a amount of water in there so her back's just out of the water, so I can treat this part of the fin just like so, and keep it out of the water as long as possible. As you can see, this is what I'm on about. It looks like it's just started to get infected. I did notice it, and I thought it just needs a bit of antibacterial on it, so that's what we're going to do. If you get right in, you can just see it's not its top fin, just this one next to it just needs a bit of treating. But I've always had a trouble with that, and I don't know why with this koi it always does it, but a little bit of anti-bac and we'll sort that fish out now. So all I'm going to do, I've got some antibacteria, and you can spray this on, and then I'm going to seal it up with some Propellus wound seal as well. But all I'm going to do to start with is have my towel. I'm just going to dry the area off. She's playing ball with me here, so I'll do it nice and quickly. You can see I've just left this fish out. Rub that right into the wound. Make sure you rub it right in, because if it's gone in underneath, just pick at it slightly with your, not with your nail, just with your skin. Make sure it gets right into the wound, keeping it out of the water. And then all I'm going to do while she's playing ball, I'm going to seal that up with some anti-bac, with some Propellus, and then that anti-bac will just stay underneath it. You just drip a little bit of water over the top, keeping it out of the water for as long as you can. She stays bull. See, the dorsal fin's just out of the water the whole time. She's not a lover of that being like that, but she just has to put up with it, I'm afraid. Hopefully that will heal it up. I'll keep an eye on it, see if we can sort her back out. But yeah, this fish, just while we're here, the Kajaku female, I did think I was going to lose this fish back in the summer. It went almost like it was heavily sedated, tipped itself up on the side, and it's I would have liked to say it's come on tenfold, but having that little mark, sometimes things like that happen when you keep koi. Join the old B&Q club. The reason why I use this, I just want to do a bit of a scrape, double check, chuck a little bit more of that anti-bac on, make sure while we're here. The more you can get on, the better it is. Especially while you've got them out, keep them out, seal it up. Back round this side, I'll give her a scrape. That's enough. See, all I've got there is a bit of mucus on the side. Plenty there for me to have a look and inspect the gate. So I'll put that down on the side, and I'll chuck that under the microscope. But a little scrape I did, I just chuck it onto a slide. Right, so all I do with my slides when I'm checking them out, I literally just have a cover slide. I put a little drop of water on the mucus itself, put that directly over the centre of it, chuck it into the microscope. Very quick this takes to double check. I haven't seen no flashing or flicking, but sometimes you don't always see when things go wrong. So very quick it's just to double check to make sure that that fish hasn't been scraping or bumping itself on something. 9 times out of 10 there's a reason why it would scrape itself. Just literally look down through. I always check the corners of the slide to start with, Check a whole slide in a couple of minutes. If I find anything, I'll come back to you and I'll show you what it is or whatever, but if I don't see anything, then we're all clear. But when I told you about the apples I got off that tree, well, I don't lie, I've made a decent apple crumble and it's ready. Cool, I tell you what, get your eyes round that, look. Happy apple crumble. Yeah, so bit of a weird one really, finding that. I did notice it. I thought I'd best get her out a different way, check it. I can't find nothing from the slide. I'll probably get her back out. I might take a little gill sample just to check that as well in a couple of days time, but I don't want to stress her out anymore today. I'll keep an eye on the camera and see if I spot anything. I'm going to run down through super quick, check my water quality. I haven't done it for a while. Obviously keeping the standard KH and the pH, checking that all the time, but I'll just have a quick look at the ammonia, just see where we're at with that. Got to tick the boxes off, but personally think she's just scratched it on something. Probably could be anything, to be fair with you, can't it? Keeping koi, that's what happens. But the rest of the video, I'm happy with the size of all the fish. I'm happy with the new fish that I've had. Want to say thank you very much for watching the video. Little bit of an update. I'm jibbity jabbiting on again like I normally do. If you can, subscribe to the channel for us and give the video a like. If you're still here now and you've made it to the end of the video, just go to where that thumbs up is and give it a like. I always like seeing them. Makes me keep banging out the videos. That said, happy days. Thank your mother for the rabbits, and I'll see you on the next one.